A masterpiece is the culmination of a distinct vision held by an artist, and the tedious labor that can extend for several years to bring that vision to life. Art is without a price, but the works it generates have enormous and precious value among collectors. This video will focus on the top 10 most expensive paintings in the world. These paintings are of the top of the art class, so unless you are lucky enough to be a billionaire or a relative of royalty, everything on this list will remain nothing more than just a look of the display. So, ready to discover the actual value of these art masterpieces? Let's dive in. Stay till the end for a bonus round. Number 10. The Masterpiece by Roy Lichtenstein. Up first at number 10 at a whopping $165 million, we have The Masterpiece by Roy Lichtenstein. It is one of his many works from the 1950s, an era where many knew him for his bold use of color and wry humor. Much like many of his older works, it incorporates aspects of comic book design, such as Ben-Day dots and speech bubbles, into its composition. The work also competes with some of his other well-known pieces, such as Wham! And Look, Mickey. And while some have argued that this type of art lacks depth in recent years, many believe that there are multiple layers of significance. Number 9. Nu Couché by Amadeo Modigliani. Next up on our list is the Nu Couché, worth over $170.4 million. Also known as the Reclining Nude, it is a work made by the hands of Italian artist Amadeo Modigliani in 1917-18. The painting, which depicts a naked lady sleeping on a predominantly dark red background and is one of Modigliani's most famous works, was sold on November 9th, 2015 for $170.4 million. That would make it higher than the estimated $100 million. And following that, according to reports, billionaire Louis Kahn is the proud owner of this piece of work. He was a former cab driver who created 2 private museums in Shanghai and purportedly paid for the acquisition using an American Express card. Number 8. Les Femmes d'Alger version haute by Pablo Picasso. At number 8, we have Picasso's Les Femmes d'Alger, now worth over $197.4 million. Created by the Cubist mastermind Pablo Picasso, it was a vibrant display of geometric angles and shapes inspired by the Orientalist painting The Woman of Alger in Their Apartment by Eugene Delacroix, and it was sold at Christie's auction in May 2015 for an incredible $179.3 million. Picasso painted 15 distinct iterations of this exact piece during his career, with the last iteration titled O, finished in 1955. The buyer of this work, like the buyers of so many other paintings, has chosen to remain anonymous. However, some within the art world believe that the buyer was Hamad bin Jassim bin Jabbar Al Thani, a former prime minister of Qatar. Number 7. Pendant Portraits of MAERTEN, SOOLMANS and OOPJEN COPPIT by Rembrandt. In 1934, a young couple asked Rembrandt to create a portrait for each of them for their wedding, and these portraits are now what you can see here. These 2 paintings, which are twins, are Rembrandt's only instances of full-length portraits, making them particularly remarkable. Their pictures have been inseparable since he made them together, although they did not document the state of the couple's marriage anywhere in the historical records. Nevertheless, the Louvre and Rijksmuseum have taken them as a part of a collaborative initiative, and they have remained there ever since. And at number 6, we have Number 6, Violet, Green, and Red by Mark Rothko. At number 6, we have a painting literally called Number 6 with Mark Rothko. As its creator, it is now worth over $186 million. It's one of the more peculiar paintings on this list, since it's made up entirely of huge splashes of color, like red, green, and violet. However, given that he worked in the field of abstract expressionism, this is representative of his body of work. Unfortunately, Yves Bouvier, an art dealer, facilitated the sale of Rothko's painting to Russian billionaire Dmitry Rybolovlev, known for his canvases with vibrantly colored rectangular shapes. Rybolovlev now embroiled himself in a legal battle with Bouvier over the price of the artwork. Number 5. Number 17A by Jackson Pollock. Halfway at number 5, worth over $200 million, we have the painting called Number 17A by Jackson Pollock in 1948. It is well known as one of his earlier works in the series, known as his drip paintings. Much like most of Jackson Pollock's output, the artwork looks like a chaotic succession of squiggles and splashes on canvas, and it received various reactions when they first showed it. However, after giving it a closer look, a more immediate investigation exposes how he applied each color and the high amount of precision that went into it. Number 4. NAFEA FAAIPOPO by Paul Gauguin. At number 4, we have NAFEA FAAIPOPO, worth over $210 million. The French painter Paul Gauguin, who was a significant influence in the post-impressionist movement, was virtually unknown during his lifetime. Yet his paintings gained popularity long after he had passed away. In 1892, he embarked on one of his many journeys to Tahiti that he undertook to escape from Europe and what he perceived to be a life filled with pretense. Most of his work during that time showed local women and landscapes, and while some people think that these pieces are not as spectacular as his earlier works, they represent a more straightforward and genuine way of life. Number 3. The Card Players by Paul Cézanne. Now at the top 3, we have Paul Cézanne's The Card Players, worth over $250 million. Many credit Paul with laying the groundwork for the transition from the Impressionist movement of the late 19th century to the younger, more experimental activities of the early 20th century, such as Cubism. The Card Players is one of his most well-known series of works, and it consists of 5 oil paintings that he completed between the years of 1890 and 1895. The paintings, as the title suggests, feature groups of card players, with each picture modifying the scene and other aspects. For instance, the first image depicts 5 players, but by the third painting, the number has dropped to only 2. Number 2. Interchange by Willem de Kooning. At number 2, at $300 million, we have Interchange by Willem de Kooning. As an immigrant from the Netherlands who went to the United States in his early 20s, Willem was no stranger to the concept of change. Alongside abstract expressionists like Mark Rothko and Jackson Pollock, many regarded him as one of the most influential individuals in the world of art throughout the 20th century. In 1955, at a time in his personal life and professional career when he faced transformation, he painted Interchange. It's one of his first landscape paintings inspired based on the atmosphere he found himself in while in New York City. Although it seems to be a random assortment of color splotches at first, a closer inspection will show that, like any excellent abstract piece, contains intricacies. Number 1. Salvator Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci. Finally, at number 1, we have Salvator Mundi by Leonardo da Vinci, worth over $450 million. As one of Leonardo da Vinci's final works, it is something that connects the physical world with the spiritual realms. The original painting, which everyone thought disappeared throughout time, is believed to have at least 20 copies. When a group of British art dealers purchased a copy of the painting for just $10,000, they were shocked to discover that it was the original. Initially slated for display at the Louvre Abu Dhabi in 2018, they are currently keeping this mysterious piece in storage for an undisclosed time. Speaking of Da Vinci, we have a particular bonus painting that we believe deserved a special mention, and that is the one and only Mona Lisa. Who knew that in 1962 the picture had a value of over $100 million? According to Guinness World Records, the painting has the highest insured value of any artwork in history. If you consider inflation, that amount is equivalent to over $908 million today. To this day, artists and academics are still searching for answers to the mystery surrounding the Mona Lisa painting. It will continue to be popular and expensive because of its status as a bearer of secret and symbol information, such as common questions like the woman's identity and the reason why she's smiling in the first place. What an iconic piece of art. Let us know in the comments below which painting is your favorite. And if you enjoyed watching this video, be sure to smash that like button to show some love. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon to never miss any updates from us. Until the following video, take care and stay tuned.
I found you.